Hello folks, welcome. My name is Colin, call sign MM0OPX if you've not been here before. This video I'm going to talk about an end-fed half-wave antenna, perhaps one of the most versatile end-fed half-wave antennas out there. Now, I started building this antenna about 8 months ago. Prior to this video, I built a very efficient 56:1 transformer, and I'm always looking at ways that I can change things, improve things, and do different things with them. So I've come up with in essence, a variable length end-fed half-wave antenna. Now you may be wondering, why do you want a variable length end-fed half-wave? Well, if you have an end-fed half-wave for 40 meters, that's going to give you 40, 20, 15, and 10. Well, what about 17 and 12? What about 30? And not only that, if you have a end-fed half-wave for 40 meters, that's two wavelengths on 10 meters. So you're going to have quite an uneven radiation pattern. So based on my previous antennas, i.e. Adjust-A-Wave, I've actually installed a real system on this end-fed half-wave transformer, and I've basically transformed this transformer into an all-in-one antenna that can be used on a number of situations. What I'm going to show you in this video is basically running the antenna as a vertical, and I've had great success with this over the last couple of weeks. This antenna takes me approximately 7 minutes to set up, and that includes setting up the spider beam pole. So I leave the transformer mounted to the spider beam pole, so that's me putting the stakes into the ground, guying it, putting it up. Now on the reel itself there is 45 meters of wire, and there's 60 meters, 65 meters of a non-conductive cord, and that's so I can actually use the antenna in an end-fed half-square configuration, but that's actually for another video. So what I'm going to show you now is some possible scenarios, applications you can use with this antenna, and also a little bit of a rundown with the antennas, and then we'll actually show you some QSOs actually being made with this antenna. So imagine that that's our 12 meter spider beam pole. We've got our end-fed half-wave with our elevated feed point, like so. We've got our element wire coming up here like that, through the pulley at the top, back down onto this other reel. That's going to give us 20 through 10 meters on the 12 meter spider beam pole. Then we could say another application. We could have our, again, these are all 12 meter spider beam poles, like so. We could have over here, we could have, say, a tree or a support, or even be a ground. That's maybe just a stake in the ground. We could have our little pulley here. We could take our reel, our wire off, and we could come down like so, almost a bit like an inverted L, through the pulley, back onto the reel. Now depending on this distance here, you could actually run this application on 80 through 10 meters. So there we go. So all you need is a pulley up here and a pulley down here. Two spider beam poles. And fed half-wave here. So we have our wire coming up, going across, down, and then back onto our reel, and that's our end-fed half square. So with this you could have any band, but theoretically you could have, again, you could have 80 through 10 meters, or you could set it up any band. So an incredibly versatile antenna. So this is the end-fed half-wave transformer that we actually started with. This is a 56:1. This was made about 10 months ago by myself. It's a very nice made end-fed half-wave. Take the lid off here and we can actually see inside. Now this has got a slightly different core to the norm, and I've been promoting this core quite a lot. This is a Fairlight 2643 251 1002, and I'll put a link down in the description. You'll get a bit more about this transformer. There's 2 turns primary, there is 15 turns secondary, there is a little I don't know what you call that, circuit board material. I had that made by GLPCB, which made mounting the core a bit easier. There's a 100 picofarad TDK cap across the primary. So yeah, pretty simple. Antenna goes here, ground wire here if needed, SO239 here. Moving on from that, we have exactly the same here, except we have a reel either side. We have a plate on the back. Now if you look at the EFHW half wave, you can see these 4 holes. I've just basically screwed into these. This is actually just a bit aluminium composite panel that I had lying about. So I've just screwed it in here with these 4 screws, just very lightly to hold it. These are RAVG 652 clamps. These just clamp onto the 12 metre spider beam pole. And if you look inside the transformer, you can see that it's exactly the same. So the only thing that I've actually done different is I've actually put another hole here. This whole position is still the same, so just longer bolts. So, you know, it's better to be lucky than to be good, but I like to design all my antennas, equipment, very modularly, so if I need to change them, I can change them. You can see here I've got stainless steel wire here. This is 316 grade, 1mm 7x7, so 49 strand. So it needs to be conductive on the OD, so it doesn't see a load of inductance here. And then connected to that there is a 110 pound fishing braid with a little loop, and then that obviously runs up to the top of the spider beam pole, which I have here. This is an HS Springer pulley. These are fantastic. This little bit plastic is just a little bit of chopping board. And that's just a 12mm hole that I put on it, and that just slips over the spider beam. So really simple. So you could actually have another 1 or 2 of these in your kit, and just like you've seen before, so depending on the application that you want to do, you could just make it to suit yourself.
Denmark Ocean 5 London United.
Mike?
X-ray, thanks for the call. You got 5 Michael 0, Papa X-ray, thank you very much for the call. Your report is 5 and 9, over.
Roger, thanks for the 5-9. That's a long call sign, also 5-9, name is Colin, over.
Yes, it's a very long call sign, HI, and the South Romeo 75 Yankee 15 Whiskey. It's special event call sign from the Belgian Air Force Amateur Radio Wireless Association. And Roger, I do. Delta Kilo 6 Florida X-ray. India Uniform 2, number 2, Romeo Oscar Golf.
Thank you for the 5 and 7. I didn't catch all your call sign. Papa Victor 8. Papa Victor 8. Can you give me the whole call sign, over?
Mike 0 Oscar Papa X-ray. This is November Yankee 2 Papa Oscar. My name is Pat. Papa Alpha Tango. I am in New York. Got some QSD on you. You're about 4 and 5 miles and 5 into New York. QRN. Again, my name is Pat. I'm in New York.
So as you can see, loads of QSOs. There's no point me with putting 101 QSOs in there. The antenna works. I'm absolutely over the moon with it. Band change on the antenna, depending on what band you're going to, say you're going to 20 to 17, it's probably only 10, 15 seconds. Maybe changing 20 to 10, that might take you 20 or 30 seconds. Downsides of the antenna, well, because there's so much non-conductive cord, when you first set up the antenna, it takes you about a minute or so to actually get enough cord up, over and round and back down. So if I was just going to have this antenna as a dedicated antenna, say for 20 meters, I would only need 20 meters of cord-ish. So setup time could actually be even quicker, and I wouldn't need as much wire on there either. But this antenna, I want it to be really flexible, available for loads of different applications, so that's why I've done what I've done. And again, if I can set this antenna up in 7 minutes, I think that's a really unacceptable time to be putting up this antenna. If I was, say, putting this on a car mount, I could probably do it in 3 minutes. And there's not many antennas that are full size. You're going to get that full performance from them that you could actually put up them in that time. Now, a few of you have asked me already, unfortunately this antenna is not for sale. This is for me and me only. But I do encourage you to actually go out and build this antenna. The fly fishing reels that I'm using, I'll put a link to those down in the description, as well as all my other previous videos that are related to this if you've not seen them already. But yeah, those fishing reels, those are actually really inexpensive, and I get them from the Glasgow Angling Centre here in Scotland, and you could probably get them shipped overseas, no problem. And perhaps maybe if you're in the States or something, you could actually chip in and get a pack of 10, because the cheapest way to buy them is in a packet of 10. And then you could make antennas to your heart's delight. They've got a quarter hole. I use M6 through the middle, but you can get a 1/4 inch bolt through the middle of them, which makes them absolutely ideal for this type of antenna application. There we go. Hopefully you've enjoyed that. I can't wait to get this up as an end-fed half square. That might have to wait some time, just depends when I can get some free time and get a big enough space, because my garden just isn't quite big enough. 73, all the best, and I'll catch you on the next one.